slate this weekend. Let's start in the SEC with Georgia against LSU. Not quite the battle we hoped it would be because of LSU's defeat last weekend to Florida, but still a very interesting matchup. And let's be honest, LSU still control their own destiny in the SEC, because if they can beat Georgia and Alabama at home in Baton Rouge, then it will be very hard to overlook them, both in the SEC race but also in the National Championship playoff picture. How could you overlook an LSU team with one loss who'd beaten the number 1 and number 2 ranked team? So massive game for Joe Burrow. Can he prove that he's more than just a game manager? It will be intriguing to see. I would expect to see lots of Justin Fields as well for Georgia. Jake Fromm obviously having a really good season under centre. Let's switch to the West Coast. The Pac-12 are having a horrible year as a conference. I mean, Colorado, the only unbeaten team, and really struggled to see them beating any of the top 6, despite the performances of Steven Montez, who looks like an NFL quarterback, and Laviska Shenault, who's moved himself into the Heisman top 5. Washington, I'm not sold on this Washington team. That Auburn defeat looks worse and worse as the season goes by and as Auburn struggle more and more. Washington last week sort of eked their way past one of the worst teams in the Power 5 conferences in UCLA, winning by just a touchdown. I think Oregon can go here and win this game, in part because of Herbert's accuracy, because of his ball placement, and just because he leads a better offense. And then the third interesting game this weekend, a really fascinating matchup, which would have been 10 years ago, kind of 1 against 2. It's Michigan against Wisconsin. A huge battle of line against line, offensive line of Wisconsin against defensive line of Michigan. Who will win that battle? Jonathan Taylor, the super sensational sophomore running back, had 221 yards, a career high last week, and they're getting moving on the running the ball side of things for Wisconsin. Can Michigan, with Rashan Gary and Chase Winovich and the rest of that front 7, step up? Devin Bush as well at linebacker, step up and really play Jonathan Taylor and shut him down? If so, that'll lead to Shea Patterson, who's really coming into his own now, and Karan Higdon at running back. If they can really get going, and if they can capitalise on the injuries in the Wisconsin secondary, then I think Michigan should be able to win this and move further up into the top 10 and make things very difficult as the season goes on. You can see it all the action on ESPN Player this week.